Okay, well, good morning, everybody. What is it today? Tuesday, 6:30 in the morning. So, as usual, this is unscheduled. I'm not going to take comments for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I will. But I wanted to make my little rant first. I want to give you some updates. Number one, my new phone finally arrived. It arrived Saturday night. And Saturday, May and I were hopping all around town, doing all kinds of stuff. And it was in the package, and May wanted to open it. And I said, no, let's not do it now. I need to be fully functional before I try to tackle this project. So Sunday came and went. And Sunday is by far my favorite day in Dumagetti because there's no traffic. And there's a lockdown in not a lockdown, but there's a checkpoint thing going on here in Valencia, which is up the hill from Dumagetti. And so if you don't live in Valencia, you're not supposed to come here from Dumagetti because there's been 10 cases of COVID breakout in the Valencia area. And the checkpoints are guys that pull you over, if you will, and then verify that you're a resident here in Valencia and you're entitled to come up. And so far, May and I have been through 4 checkpoints. 3 of them, all the guys were sleeping. You can't make this stuff up. And then the one time we did get pulled over, and they said, "Where are you going?" We said, "Valencia." They said, "Oh, okay." So before, when they did this, back when the COVID thing was all psycho, you'd have to show ID and a quarantine pass and a certain day. And now I think these guys have caught up to the fact, at least the guys that are assigned to watch these checkpoints, and this is nonsense. It's COVID isn't going to get stopped, and they all shut down at 9 o'clock. So, and they take a lunch break. So people are coming and going pretty much as they please. Anyway, the phone came, and so Sunday, well, that was my point. I was on Sunday, we were racing around, and again, I didn't jack around with the phone. And then yesterday, I said, okay, let's do this phone thing. And then I had a bright idea. I think once before, I've given May advice, if you will, or tutoring, or just I guess the best word would be input on doing a video. So sometimes she'll come to me with a video and say, "What do you think?" And I'll tell her what I think, and then she can run with it either way she wants to go. But I said, you know what we can do is I have an idea for a video for your channel, unpacking the phone. Because it's not my kind of thing. That's not my kind of video. Hey, look what I got. I'm going to unpack it for you. But girls like to do that kind of stuff. And so then I said, but I want to make a suggestion as to how to do the video. And we want to keep it to 8 minutes or less, if possible, because we want everybody to watch it to the very end. So I think it's going to be a cute video. I think it's going to be a little tongue-in-cheek, and it's going to have a little bit of old dog humor in it, if you will. And we actually have, and May, unlike myself, edits. So we're going to do a couple of things that we have to shoot one more scene, if you will, today. And because we didn't finish it the other night, of her unpacking the new Samsung. And so that's that. Then another thing that I just kind of wanted to announce and let you know about was I was contacted by a friend of mine that's a fellow vlogger out here. And he's been aware of the fact that I struggled with this membership thing about separate content. And I just can't get past the point of charging somebody to what I think should be free. I think this should just be free. And, the nonsensical ads run. So that that gives you a couple of bucks when someone watches your videos. And if somebody watches longer and watches more commercials, if you will, that increases your revenue. So I said, that's fair for me. That's good enough. I don't want to charge 99 cents for someone to see it, but I did want to do different material. And this guy came up with the idea of a collaboration. And so I said, I love it, because this guy and I get along real well. And he's a very creative guy, and he has some totally opposite viewpoints of things that I do. In other words, he's over here and I'm over here, yet we get along great. It's never gets contentious. It just gets interesting. We share, my point of view and his point of view, and it never turns into anything where there's any conflict. It's just like, okay, that's your point of view. I disagree, but let's agree to disagree. So he said, how about we start a new channel? And I said, I love it. And I said, but what I would like to do, and then so we started going back and forth with ideas. And I said, I want to start a new channel with you. And what we'll do is it will not be associated with either one of our current channels. It'll just be launched as a brand new YouTube channel. It won't have our names on it. It won't be associated to these channels in any way, shape, or form. Now, we're not going to hide. I mean, I'm still going to be Paul and he's still going to be him, and we're still going to talk, but it's going to be kind of a different format. If you think a combination of Bill Burr, Howard Stern, and Joe Rogan and Johnny Carson. And so kind of a mixture of that, where we get together and we go totally off topic of anything that we do currently on our channels. And it's not going to have any limits to it, but it is going to be set for 18 years and older, because it's going to be a lot bluer, if you will. And we just want to do it as, I guess primarily we want to do it as a creative outlet for both of us. Just something, a project that two friends are getting together and going to do. And we want to launch it. We don't want to tell any, like when we launch it, it'll probably be next month. We're not going to tell anybody we launched it. We're not going to mention it on our channels. It's just going to go out there naked. And we want to see what happens and go from subscriber number 1 up to whatever it goes to. And we're not concerned about it being monetized or making money on it. We're not going to have a PayPal link on it. We're not going to do any of that kind of stuff. It's just going to be me and him having fun, doing different stuff that we don't do on this channel, because it would be stuff that doesn't apply to the Philippines in many cases. So that's that. And then I have one other thing. I just got an email this morning from a guy who has a suggestion for a video. And I thought, you know what, this wouldn't be a bad topic. So I'm going to read you the email, and then I'm going to just, once this little live stream, we'll go for about an hour, I guess, is over, I have to go back in and create an actual video out of it. And I won't hold back on any comments. In other words, I won't filter any of the comments. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when I interview somebody, especially a female, I will put the comments up for review, because some guys say some really nasty things. It doesn't bother. I take the throttle off when it's just me. Like, this won't have any throttle on it. So all the teenagers that, the 40-year-old teenagers that like to make their snarky comments, they're fine. Come on, bring it on. But when the women are on here, I don't like, they get very sensitive and they read the comments and it hurts their feelings. So I just delete those out of respect to the guest, if you will. Before I read this email, one other thing. The last video that I did was an interview with a young lady. And I did that solely for my friend John Burton. And I wanted to send him a postcard from his girlfriend. And I thought that was kind of it was new for me to do that. I'm trying to get away from interviewing females, unless they've really got something to bring to the party. You know what I mean? And the only other female that I really enjoyed interviewing was Lynn. Her and I got along real well, and she's a firecracker. She was funny. Her and I have very similar personalities. I think that we would be great friends. But anyway, that's that. So let me read this email this guy sent me, and then I'm going to get to your comments. Okay, so this comes from a guy. I got it this morning. He says, I've been watching your channel for about a year. Thanks for all the good content. I wanted to share some of my concerns, and perhaps you can use this as a topic for a video. I'm reading it. I am 61, and my divorce completed last year. I moved to Las Vegas from California about 4 months ago. I wanted to travel and decided between Thailand, Philippines, and Malaysia where I would want to retire. Previously, my main concern was not having anyone I can trust and being in a foreign land. But recently, another more important concern has come up: sex drive and sexual performance. It is true that as long as sex is good, a woman will always be loyal and go about with whatever you say. How does it pan out with Philippine women in advancing age when sex is not your prime thought? I know you know a lot of expats in the 65 to 70 year age range and would love to hear what you think. Thanks. And I won't mention his name. I'll just keep it private. So I would be interested in the comments. I'm not going to answer that question now. I'm going to go into your comments here. But later on, when I turn this into a little video, I'm going to take the throttle off on the comments. You guys, I'll just have to sift through the nonsense, guys. And then I would like to get your feedback on that email's question. What about the guy that is 70 years old, no longer has the libido that he used to have, or none at all? And he's absolutely correct. I do know guys that are in that condition, I guess I would say. And so maybe you guys could send some comments in, and I'm really lousy at getting back to comments, but maybe you can discuss amongst yourselves. I'm really lazy when it comes to comments. So let's go into, speaking of comments. Start with number one. Here we go. Are you ready? Dog rant. That's right. There's my buddy China Dave, trying to pass himself off as Upland Dave. How you doing, Jamie? Good to see you, Larry. Thank you for coming along. Good to see you, Point Zero. 2 cups of coffee should do it. Yeah, we've been up early. Good morning to you, sir. Hello, San Francisco. Hey, Vegas. Mr. Ron, how you doing, buddy? Salt Lake City. He's in the house. They're from California, where I'm a native Californian. Upland Dave. I love you too, buddy. May loves you also. Good morning, sir. I always start my day with a chuckle. That's a video that's coming up. I've got a beginning and a middle to the car, but I don't have an end. So I'm going to keep that on the QT until I have an end. Yeah, you are a youngster. You're a young pup, you. Hey, good morning to you, buddy. Oh, Jason's doing better. But slowly. It's a slow process. It's not like he's bouncing back. He's losing some weight, and he's getting mobile. You know, he has dark days and light days like the rest of us. But thank you for asking. He is doing better. Hey, dog, heard Ricky went back to the States. I haven't talked to Ricky in forever. And I'm actually in a little group with him and a couple other guys that we, once in a while trade information. But that was news to me. But yeah, he did go back to the States. Speaking of phones, you should always encourage visitors to pack a Magic Jack with them in case they have a phone, a credit card company, or a bank, where they put you on hold for a long time. Yeah, I use Viber. But Magic Jack, from what I understand, guys like that. So that's another option for you. If I could, I would. If I could, I would. I mean, this is free, but to do a membership, if I could charge a penny or something like that, it'd be fine. But anyway, I don't like members only stuff. Also, that was rubbing me the wrong way. I couldn't figure out what it is. What don't I like about this? Because I know guys have got, there's channels that have memberships that go from 99 cents to something like $100 a month. And they're supposed to do special content or consultations or private one-on-ones or I don't know what. And I say, God bless them. Good for you. I'm all about capitalism. If you want to make a buck, if this is how you're making your living, great. I'm retired. This is a hobby. This is what I do for fun. It does bring in some additional funds, which is always good to have. It never hurts, but it's not my motivator. So this is my own little diary. And some people have said, how can you have girls on the couch in bikinis and do this and that and the other and call it your own personal diary? Well, that's what happened that day. I mean, isn't that what a diary does? I guess girls keep diaries, men keep journals, right? So if I was to write in my journal today, April 14th or whatever it is, 3 girls came over to the place and we would do a little, but I just do it on video. So, like them apples. Yeah, everybody puts you on hold. Trust me. Good morning, Ron. How about a little man show variety on your new channel? Now we're going to start a whole new deal. And the part of the fun is to track how long it takes to gain subscribers and what kind of reactions we get. And we're going to totally unfilter the comments, and we're going to reply to the comments totally different than we do here. It's going to be something I'm looking forward to. Well, why not? We should all be friends, right? Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know if you know or not. I just met another guy. When did we go there? Yesterday. It was Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. I met a guy that's starting a channel. He's had a channel for 6 months, and he's not getting any subscribers. And he actually saw me at another coffee shop and introduced himself and said, "Hey, I got this channel. I'm having issues." And so, would you help me? Yeah, sure. So about 3 or 4 days later, which was Sunday, that was one of my things we did. We went down to Bo's Coffee and spent a couple of hours. And he brought his laptop. And of course, we had a brownout. And of course, the internet was weird, but we struggled through it. And so there was a couple of things that, from what little I know, I shared with him and made some suggestions. And we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see what happens with his channel. Or you can download Skype. Yeah. I found that Viber was the best way for me to you can call 1-800 numbers from Viber. I called my bank because my debit card expires this month, and and they said they were going to send me one, but I still haven't seen it. So I got to call them back, and that'll be fun. You won't. You won't. We're banking on the fact that anyone that knows either one of us will. We want to find out. There might be a point in time where we say, okay, this is our other channel, but that's the whole point. Is we want to start a brand new channel, and we want it just to be a creative outlet. It might be something we do once a month, because we don't live in proximity to one another. So we're going to have to get together either here or at his place or some neutral place, I guess. But lighting and sound is always an issue. So indoors like this right now is the optimum conditions to do a video. The outside stuff is tough. Hopefully, if I can figure out how to work this new camera and phone, that won't be such an issue. I think it's got better, control as far as the light and everything. But that's going to take me a number of days to learn that phone. And I'm probably going to say myself, what's weird about this friggin' phone that I bought? It didn't come with a plug. It came with a wire, but not a plug to go in for Samsung, which is different than an iPhone, and it's different from an Android. And so yesterday, May and I went out and we had lunch with some friends, and we ran some errands. And on the way home, we stopped off at the Samsung store. It was $31, $32 for the plug. It didn't come with it. I thought it's $1,000 phone. They don't give you the outlet to go on the wall. Wait till they get my review. The wrath. It's just going to be, I don't know. It's just going to be a separate thing. And I imagine at some point in time, we'll tell you guys what's going on. But it's really a social experiment. We just want to see, we actually want to just see what happens. And it's going to be difficult because when you click 18 and over, you have to sign into Google. You can't just jump on the thing, and you have to prove that you're over 18 before you can watch the content. And it's not going to be raunchy, it's not going to be like, it's not going to be, that. But it's just going to be a little less. It's not going to make the Disney Channel, put it to you that way. Guys being guys. Yeah. Something to that effect. Joel should be banned regardless. Everyone is entitled to their opinion as long as it's respectful. Well, that's the thing about, I don't care what they say to me. I just don't care. I was a car dealer for 40 years. You think I haven't been beat up? Do you think I haven't been chewed on by professionals? These guys are rank amateurs, okay? They've got 5 or 6 buzzwords, and then they come at you, and then they make up stories about you, and it's just like water off a duck's back to me. Geez, my skin is so thick, you have no idea. But the women are sensitive. So when my friend and I do our new little thing, we don't care what anybody says. And he's the same way. He can give a shit. Oops, I said shit. Probably stop it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. And you know what? That was not a video. I said I don't want to do any more videos with women. Then what do I do? A video with a woman. But I told her, you're my last interview with a woman. It was really a funny interview. And what do? I do another one. But that was with Giselle, so for my friend. And it was like a little love note to him from her. So, and then May announced to me that her sister's coming over and wants to do an interview. So here I go again. That's going to be the last one. How you doing, boss? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's one of the, she's very feminine, but she's one of the fellas. She can hang with the guys. Very likable person. Colombia on strict lockdown. In the Philippines these days, I need to see it. Yeah. I didn't know Colombia's on a lockdown. When do you guys think this thing's going to be over? Year? Right now, a week behind. Okay, brother, keep on keeping on. A week behind. Good morning, sir. We're doing well, thank you. I'm glad you like the idea. Okay, that must be a response to the email that I read. So I might do a video about that, but I'll wait for your comments. Maybe you guys can give me some input. Good to see you, my friend. Fargo. Is it cold? No, it was April. I love that movie, Fargo. My favorite fishing place, Canada. Portland, Oregon's in the house. Viagra kills a lot of guys, but at least you would die with a smile. Remember some older women telling me when the performance of Norman Johnson, Bob or bad. Yeah, okay. You know, I didn't think about that, but that would be something I could bring up. There he is, south of Little Rock. Yeah, I saw that. I get my news like a day or two behind, but now they're saying they're going to be a yearly thing. I don't know. Nice. I hope to get back to the States, but I got to go renew my visa. Yeah, man. I haven't found any fishing out here. My friend Woody says he's got a guy that can take me fishing. So I'll probably do that one of these days. Nothing like Canada, though. You know, northern pikes, walleyes, muskies, the scenery. It's beautiful. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I agree 100%. The whole club thing, and you have to pay this to see that. It just rubs me the wrong way. But I'm not knocking the guys that do it. Please, don't get me wrong. It's just not my thing. To thy own self be true, I say. You know, one of the mentally satisfying work out. In your humble opinion. Okay, David. I would, no, I think it's physical. Everything drops physically. How about your vision? Is it the same as it was when you were 20, Ron? Huh? Can you throw that football? Can you throw a football the same as you could when you were 19? Paul, is it best just to use a debit card and go to ATMs in the Philippines? Do you have a bank account there that you can transfer money to as you need it? Okay. What I do is I Zoom over money. You can use Remitly, Zoom, whatever fees work the best for you. I kept my bank in America because I just felt safer having my money in America as opposed to like moving everything over here. What if? I'm in a foreign country. And there's guys in Thailand right now that are having aggravation that have bank accounts with large amounts of money in it. And my friend Woody being one of them. And there was some aggravation with getting the money out. So, just going in and closing your account. You can use your ATM card, but there will be fees attached to it. And the only piece of advice I try to give here is Charles Schwab. I don't have a Charles Schwab account because I have to open it when I get to the States. I have no way of, it's a long story. Just trust me on that. But a Charles Schwab account, you can use a debit card and they will reimburse you for all the fees. So it's free because the fees can get stupid high. I've used my debit card 3 times out here and I've taken out $200 at a time. They charge me like $13 or $14 for the privilege of doing that, which is just absurd. And so, but I needed the money and got the money, and $13 or $14 generally won't change a guy's lifestyle, but still, it's a principle and it's the money, right? It's interesting that you said that, because what I'm going to do, and this is in relationship to another thing that I'm going to get to later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open a bank account out here. I had one at BDO. They pissed me off because they were holding my funds for 30 days, even cash. I've learned of a new bank out here called Commerce Bank. And I'm going to start pumping money into that every month. So I'm going to take extra money over and above my budget and get a few $1,000s into this Commerce Bank, because my debit card has expired. I've called my bank via Viber and said, please send me a new debit card. They've done it once before when my account got charged feloniously and I had to shut it down, and they got it to me. But I changed addresses, so I don't know if the address is an issue. I've got to call them and follow up on it, because at the end of this month, I can no longer use my debit card. And the only thing I use my debit card for is online stuff. And then I have a credit card. My last credit card is going to expire, and nobody will send you, at least nobody I know, none of my accounts will send me a new credit card if I'm out of the country. They only want to send it within the United States. Their policy is just, no, we're not going to send a new card to the Philippines. So the reason I'm opening up this bank account is twofold. Number one, I'll have another way to access cash like you're talking about, using an ATM, since I don't have a Charles Schwab. If I need $100, boom, there it is. I can just drive to the bank, use the ATM and get the money. And number two, I'll have a new debit card that I can buy an airline ticket with. So if you picture this, if I don't have a debit card that's functioning, and I don't have a credit card in 3 or 4 months that's not functioning because it's expired, how do I buy anything like an airline ticket? I'm going to need a MasterCard or a Visa card, and I can get that here in the Philippines. So that's what trying to think ahead, kids. I'm going to put a few $1,000s in the bank here in the Philippines so that I can use that as a debit card. Airline tickets, I guess I could go to a travel agency and pay cash, but sometimes they want to see a debit card or something. I don't know. Thank you very much, Ron. I enjoy doing them. Good morning, Florida. Everybody's discussing amongst themselves. Yeah, 10 years older. Take it from 10 years older. Your best days are to come. And this COVID says I'm coming to dinner. Can I buy it? Absolutely. Come on out, but we'll go Dutch. How's that? Well, no, Ronald, you just have to go back to the beginning because I'm not going to repeat myself. But thanks for joining in. No, I guess I could use gel. I guess I could use hairspray. But I like my hair the way it is. And I just woke up. So, well, how about any help comes on sound? Are you going back to the States? That was Ricky's advice in his last video. Yeah, well, I've got an emergency fund set up, and I try to add to it when possible. And that is my plan. I have Medicare, Medicaid, and I pay for Part B, and it's 144 bones a month. But that is my plan. If I get sick, I'll just go home to get taken care of. Canadian style. I don't know what Canadian style is. The Why Not's got a fairly good Sideways. I think it's got a great breakfast. Place called Sideways. Let's see. I want to make sure I get caught up here. Factory cord USB. So going to plug it into your computer laptop. It will charge. Yeah, that's true. But I wanted a plug. That's a good point. I never thought of that. See, I'm not a techie. You are. God bless you, Bob. Good idea. Oh, you bought a new phone too. Cool. Yeah, I got mine via Amazon. And May did a video on it, which is going to be kind of cute. I have bad news. My wife now has bad news. Okay. To quarantine. She was in contact with a landlord that just tested positive. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, King. You're waiting in Mexico to come here? Buddy Trips in Mexico. Good morning, everyone. How many cc's? It's 150. It's a gay little scooter, by the way. I know. And then I watched I got a Samsung S21 Ultra, and I bumped up to the biggest memory they had. Because right now on my current phone, I can shoot one video that I have to delete it in order to make room for the next one. And so there's no storage on it. And May did the unboxing. It's going to show you the phone on her next video. Like I said, May, are you here? When are you going to do that video for the phone? When are you going to launch that? Tonight?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll launch it tonight, midnight here. We just have to add a little tidbit to it. And so she'll show you the phone. But anyway, I watched like a review or, one of those tech things, comparison of this phone to that phone. And that was after the fact, of course, I watched it. And they said, hey, we didn't get a plug. It's kind of cheap for $1,000. They don't give you the plug. Yeah, let me start all over. Okay. What did I do before I retired? I worked for 40 years in the automobile business, finance manager. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of different ideas and thoughts about girlfriends and all that kind of stuff over here and what role they would play. And if you want a girlfriend to live with you or if you don't, there's no right or wrong answer. It's an individual choice, right? Samsung and iPhones are starting to do this. Yeah, I didn't think the fact that it would have a separate type of plug. I thought, they were all kind of universal. Well, you might want to double check, Ron. If I had known that it didn't come with one, I would have just ordered it along with the phone. But man, I had to make the trip. And I was shocked because I know they sell all these little plugs and wires and stuff for, $1, $2 all over town. They're all over the place. And, but I could have got a Chinese plug, you know what I mean, for $5. But I wanted the Samsung. And so to get the brand name, it was 30 some odd. How much was it, baby? $1,590 for the plug?
Yeah, 1,590.
Yeah, it was 1,500, right?
Yeah.
And then they saw me on the scooter and they bumped it up another 90 pesos. I've got to learn, man. I got to hide. I send May in to make all the purchases, but they spotted me outside and she kept walking back and forth to the scooter to give me the bad news and get the money. So I handed her 1,500 pesos and she came back and she goes, well, actually it's 1,590. Hey. Lynn in San Diego and John are having a conversation. That's good. Good morning there in Vermont. Let's see. The president of the Philippines is going to open up in 2023. Yeah. I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore. They keep moving the bar. There's so many. There's a lot of chiefs, not many Indians. For example, I think the first of this month or the first of last month, whatever it was, they said, okay, everybody's off the hook. Everybody can travel to every island, inner island. New foreigners from other countries can come in. But if you're already here, you're good to go. Have fun. And 4 days later, they changed it. So had we have taken their advice and gone to another island, we probably would be still locked down there for some reason and not be able to come home. So what they're going to do as far as letting you guys in, I got no clue. 32 degrees. Yeesh. Well, I haven't been to that many islands. I've just been here to Negros Oriental, and then we've gone to some surrounding places. I've been to Manila. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. I've been to Cebu, which is in Luzon. Cebu, I get mixed reports on. I didn't care for it with the traffic, but I was in the city. And in Lapu, a guy that I was helping with the channel earlier, so this guy, he was from Lapu, and he said he couldn't stand it because it was just so much poverty and so much trash, and it was just depressing. He says Dumaguete is a lot cleaner than that area. What island? I don't know. I would just say here is all I know, and then you can bounce. Once you get here, it's easy to change islands, as long as you don't commit to a apartment or something. God bless you. Hang in there, kindred soul. "40 years Chevy store." Yeah. I bet business is good. Yeah, some of my fondest memories are fishing with my father. And back when I was a little kid, he used to take me deep sea fishing out of Santa Monica. I loved it, just loved it. And my poor dad would get seasick every time and throw up. Well, thanks, Danny. You listening on the radio on the drive home. Cool for you. Good on you. Thank you, sir. I'd say memory goes before sex drive. You know what? I would agree with that. Trying to push a boat rope. I knew that was going to drag comments. But that's all good. That's what I wanted. I sure do. I absolutely, positively remember that radio station. Yeah. Somebody once said it's like stuffing a marshmallow into a thimble. Yeah, hit the like button. And as David will tell you, be sure to hydrate because it takes a lot of energy and effort to help my little algorithm here. There you go. There's no suggestion. Italian, okay. Can you leave a contact someone to check out availability of Ativan as you suggested yesterday? I don't remember making that suggestion. And I don't know anybody to contact about Ativan. So I don't know. I'd like to help you, John, but I'm confused. 250 people are watching. Good Lord. It's because you're here, Upland Dave. Actually, China Dave. You can't fool me. Mathematical for max age gap relationship. Divided by 2 plus 9. Yeah, get an algorithm for everything. Depending on what ATM you're charged 250 pesos. Yeah, but I got banged. I got my bank has no mercy. Automatic 250 from this one, and then an automatic fee from my bank, and then always like 4 or 5 days later, I get another little thing for like 27 cents on exchange rate. So my debit card is very expensive to use. That's why I will open up this Commerce Bank. I've heard they're very foreigner friendly, and I'll just open up a peso account, and it'll be kind of a safety net on top of a safety net, kind of a plan C, you know? Yeah, Remitly, I might switch over to them. I think they're going to be a lot cheaper than Zoom. But what I did last month was, or the month before, I doubled my transfer. I got 2 months worth of money just to, because I had some things that I thought I might be spending money on. I just didn't want to do it again, but I didn't spend the money that I thought I was going to spend it on. So what do you know? It will have been over 2 months before I have to transfer money again because we stayed within budget, except for the friggin' plug. It took me back $30. Yeah. Lynn, Sandy, I didn't have anything to do, so I thought I'd see how things were going on Epstein Island. That's a trolly kind of comment, but that's okay. Yeah, the exchange rate's dropping. It's not for the best. It's going down. I think America's printing a lot of money right now, huh? Good morning, Doug. Yeah, the exchange rates will hammer you. Yeah, if you're going to do one card, do 2 or 3. See, I do differently. I send myself dollars, and then so if I send myself $1,500, it comes in the form of dollars. But I used to take the dollars and bop around town to find who had the best rate because different exchanges had different things. But I found out over time that it wasn't worth it. The spread wasn't big enough. So now I'm really super spoiled because May's sister works at Cebuana, which is an exchange place. And I just give May the number. It's a 10-digit number. And May sends it to her sister. Her sister will tell us what the rate is before she does anything. And sometimes she says, you should wait because I think it's going to change. At this time, sometimes it changes every 2 hours. And so anyway, that being said, she helps me there on that to get the most bang for my buck. And the money, she just gets it ready. I don't have to come in and fill out a form and stand in line and all this, that, and the other. I get to play cutsies. So I come in, I sign my name, I sit down. She does make me count the money because she's responsible for it. And I count it, and I get it in pesos. I exchange it from dollars to pesos. But I think that's the most optimum way to get the dollars. Get the dollars sent over and then exchange them, as opposed to convert them. I may be wrong. I often am. All right, so the algorithm on the age gap is apparently a very popular subject. Okay, cool. I've been meeting a lot of people. For some reason, no one's really coming here. But a couple of 3 guys, it slowed down about a month ago, May and I were meeting all kinds of people coming up and introducing themselves to us. But I met a couple of people this last week. And the one guy, like I said, he has started a channel and wanted to ask me, if he was doing this, if he was doing that. So we got together for a couple hours. Oh, thank you. I will take Mark out for coffee. Mark's moving, by the way, but I'll leave that up for him to tell you because he's so sick of being next to me. He had to leave. Thank you very much, Brad. Now 2 weeks. Hey, thanks again, Upland Dave. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Baby May, I got lunch money. Yeah, Sideways. Go to Sideways. They have really good food. Big portions. The owner is a guy, I think Mark's going to interview him. And I think his girlfriend Jen is going to interview his wife. And they had approached me over a year ago about doing a video. And I said, yeah, sure. And then they kept fading me off. And then finally I just said, man, the hell with it. So I never asked again. Anyway, but Sideways is very big portions, but the owner does the right thing. He's present. He's always there. And his wife is there. They don't just open up a store and then leave it to the waitresses to run the place. That never works. Okay. This guy is on it and he knows what foreigners are accustomed to because he's a foreigner and he's involved. He's engaged. He'll come over and like last time I went in there, he came in and sat down and talked to me for about a half hour, just giving me up. We hadn't seen each other for a while. And so he was giving me updates on his life, giving him updates on mine. And I had a great breakfast there. I don't know what a Canadian breakfast is, but they've got, what do they got? They've got an English, they've got an Aussie breakfast, an American breakfast. And they'll probably make you anything you want if you want to switch the combination around. Yeah, Sideways, sorry. Did you ever use John Deere? No, I never did. I have a Balak buy-in box coming, but I have Charles Schwab marketing checking account. Both have debit cards and the money between the line. No cost. Use Capital and credit card. No fees. Yeah, right on. I had a snafu with my Capital One. What's in your wallet? They accidentally screwed me. I went to go buy my scooter years ago, and I was going to put it on my Capital One card, and it declined. And I said, well, I cleared the whole balance off before I came over here. I had 3 or 4 different credit cards with zero balance and $5,000 to $10,000 limits on them. And so I wanted to put it on my credit card just to fade the money for 30 days, right? Float them. And they declined it. And the reason why they declined it was they had erroneously charged me a fee as if I had bad credit. You know how they do that where like you got bad credit? They say, okay, we'll give you a credit card, but we're going to charge you $25 or $100. I think they charged me $129. And I didn't even know I never checked the balance because I didn't have one. So there was never any reason for me to ever go on the app for Capital One to see what was going on because in my mind, nothing was going on. When in fact, they had charged me $129 as a fee, which they caught as a mistake and reversed it. But it closed the account because I never paid the $129 that I wasn't supposed to be charged. That make any sense? And when I talked to the kid on the phone, he goes, I understand, but you got to apply for a new card. I said, well, I didn't do anything wrong. He goes, I know, it's terrible. The guy was really funny. He goes, you know what, man? I get it. I mean, I used to answer phones, right? And you always get blamed for the company policy or something. So I said, dude, I'm not blaming you. I says, but you know where I'm coming from. He goes, absolutely, I know where you're coming from. We screwed up. We closed your account. You don't owe us anything. It didn't go to collection. It's not harming your credit, but you're going to have to apply for a new credit card. I said, I'm in the Philippines. He goes, well, that's not going to work. There went my Capital One card. Any divorce advice? No, I don't give advice. And you came with the plug. Well, we're good on you, buddy. I'm happy. So I don't know about these shots. I'm glad you're getting your shot, but now people are not wanting to take the shot because somebody got a blood clot or something. Some women got blood clots. See, I get my news late, and Johnson & Johnson ran out or had a problem, and now people are like saying, "No, I don't want." First, they were lining up like crazy, like it was Black Friday at Best Buy or something, and now people are canceling their appointments. Go figure. Washing, dishing, and watching, listening. Well, right on. Hopefully you got a little entertainment. Yeah, come on, thumbs up. Bend at the hips. I know it's complicated, but there is that little thumbs up button you can push. Helps my algorithm. Come on. To be ready for Philippines, yeah. You should have got a Realme from a Prime, cheaper, just as good as Samsung. Well, Nick, it won't be my first blunder, and it definitely won't be my last. But thanks for letting me know I screwed up. You slipped one in on me. LOL, we're going. Glad to be here. Yeah, right. I slip them all in, pal. None of these are scheduled. I just go, what the hell? Let's do a live stream. I've got things to tell you. Is Duma the 60 and over? Not really. I see a lot of young guys here. Not a big percentage, but mostly like from Norway and Sweden. They're in their 30s and 40s. I see a lot of that. Now I got a neighbor that just moved in. He's in his 50s. So seems to be the guy I met the other day. He retired with a lump sum of money from an accident that he was in. It's a long story, but I think he's in his 40s. So now, used to be that couples would retire. What I recall back in the 70s and 80s is husbands and wives would finish their thing and they'd both be pulling in their pension, and it seemed like everybody was moving to Mexico back in the day when I was younger. The old folks were, when I was young and they were old, they were all going to Mexico to do what I'm doing, which is just live, different, cheaper, not have to work. And then there's the RV crowd. That's what people do. So I don't think there's a really big percentage of Americans that want to do what I did. I think most people just want to stay home and retire and play golf or, whatever. And maybe they've got family and grandkids and kids they don't want to leave. Some people haven't gone more than 50 miles from where they live their entire life. So just a different breed of cat that moves over here. The fact that I'm older simply means that this, for me, which I've explained 1,000 times, was just a way to kind of reboot things. And I can always go home. I don't know. I want to become an OFW in Hong Kong. Is that a good idea? I guess it depends on your work, buddy, because I hear Hong Kong's expensive. Let's see, here in the States, I guess I'll wait to get back then. Cebu and Manila suck pretty hard. I agree. Now, a couple of vloggers that were here in Duma moved to Cebu, and they got some whiz bang deals on condos because the vacancy rate's so high. So they're living in these luxury high rises for the same price I'm paying for my little apartment. So that's one aspect of it. But the city living in a high rise, I don't like. I did that for a while with my friend Gary. He lived in a high rise in Nha Trang, Vietnam. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the elevator thing. I didn't like it felt, I don't know. I like to sit outside. I like to be on ground level. I'm just set in my ways. I'm a grumpy old man. You kids get off my lawn. Is it 100% open? Cool. Now, it used to be that you could eat cheap in Vegas, but now it's like $30. Yeah, no, that's true. Davao, I've heard, is a very nice area. I heard it's I haven't been there, but I've heard that's a nice area. I know. May and I went through this whole routine when we came back from Bakong, and we got to the Bakong Valencia checkpoint, and I don't wear a helmet. I know it's bad, but I hate wearing helmets. So anyway, I got the goofy mask on. We pull over, I put on the helmet, and so I want to be totally legal. There's no less than 8 guys there in military uniforms and guns, and so I automatically slow down because I want to show off. I got my helmet, I got my mask, I'm wearing shoes, I'm legal, So I'm waiting for him to pull me over. I can't wait to show him my ID, let him know I live in Vietnam. Live in Valencia, and they just looked at me, and a guy that I know that owns Paco's Tacos, he comes flying by, and he's wearing flip-flops, no mask, no helmet. He's breaking all the rules, but he took advantage of my distracting these guys, and they never asked for anything. They just looked at us. And the other times that we've been by, they've been asleep or they're just sitting there. And I think that they're not taking it seriously because they understand they understand how senseless it is. There's a curfew at 10 o'clock, but there's nobody out enforcing the curfew. So if at midnight I want to go for a ride, everything would be closed. There'd be no real reason for me to go, but I could drive all over the island. Anyway. Yeah, hit the like. Come on. Listen to Doug. Doug knows best. That's all I'm asking. A crappy little like. Let's see. Yeah, there is a lot of fun stuff that goes on in certain places. A lot of interesting stuff in the States. Sometimes I miss it. All right, John's got to go. Wow, I've never had 500. That's awesome, man. Said in 2023, the country would get back to normal. He didn't say that tourists would be kept out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. And I don't believe the news. And that's that. Yeah. 325. Well, that's glad. Thanks for joining me, guys. See, everybody, look there. My like button. My like button buddies are here. 50% off on likes, okay? You don't have to be a member to hit the like button. Do you think Thailand was there part of the year? Same. Yeah, actually, I've got a friend that is in Thailand, and he had to go through some hoops, and he had to quarantine, but now he's roaming about and having a good time. So if it was me and I had the funds to do it, I suppose would be the word. It cost him a lot for, well, the ticket's the ticket, but it cost him a lot for the test and then all these goofy other papers he had to get. And the quarantine wasn't cheap. You know, the hotel was not cheap at all. So, so he had the money to do it. And once he got through it, now he's out, he's roaming around having a great time. So that would be my choice. Again, if I could, if it was in budget. Hey, Willie. Free Willie. He said, "Nice restaurant in Canada. As soon as possible, I'll be back." Yeah, DeVal. How you doing, Chris, from the state of Maine? You know, that's the first thing I do whenever I turn on anybody's video. And I don't do many videos. Sometimes someone will say, "Hey, check this out, check that out." Or I've got a channel where you look at it. Or, but there was a guy that I was listening to for a while named Alec Logan who gives financial advice. And the first thing I did was hit the like button. And then if I go to one of my friends' channels just to see what they're up to, sometimes I'll watch their videos. Most times I, spend 5 minutes on it, and then I already kind of know what they're talking about. But I always hit the like button. It's just an automatic with me. I never hit the down button. Kind of karma, right? Thank you very much, Fisher. That's appreciated. Super much. Appreciate you. You're helping me get reimbursed for this goofy plug. Schwab Bank off fees. Yeah. Schwab, big boys and girls. Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate you, man. 500 watchers, huh? I don't know if I can handle that. Yeah. I've got a video coming out called Letting Go. So it's in the thought process right now, but that's going to be the title. And I'm going to like it. I'm really going to try to, on this channel, once I get past the obligatory interviews with sisters and friends, I'm trying to fade away from that. Unless the person's really got, I don't want to interview someone for the sake of interviewing them or just because they want to promote their channel or something. That's getting away from my intent here. I prefer my talking head videos where I'm Mr. Potato Head, sit on my couch, and I have a thought. And that is really for me, to be perfectly honest with you. It's me being selfish. I like to get it off my chest. I like to record my thoughts. And I like to be able to go back and watch it later. And I've got some favorite videos that I've done that have not been popular at all, but I love them to death. And every now and then I go back and watch them. I go, I remember what I was doing that day. I remember what we were eating. It's weird. It's like, it's not just the video. It's all the stuff associated with it. Yeah, being stuck in Alabama. Is there a Canadian card? I don't know. Yes. Oh, that's something I should mention. If you guys come over here with cash, make sure you go to the bank and get new bills and then put them in an envelope and then wrap that in a freaking freezer bag or something. And don't bend, fold, spindle, or mutilate at all. Don't even let them get scratched because I had a friend trying to change he was buying a car or doing something. Anyway, he was trying to exchange $5,000 and they kicked out like 1,200 of it. And it wasn't counterfeit or anything. It was just, well, you got a little mark here and a bend here and a fold there. And he eventually was able to take that 1,200 and go to like 6 different places and just found a guy that was less anal, I guess, and exchange the money. But I actually never see the dollars. I used to see the dollars. I used to take the dollars and race around and try to get the best rate because different places have different rates. But I found that it wasn't a big enough, spread to go through all that aggravation. Pull up, park, go down, stand in line. So I just have her convert it to pesos so that by the time I get there, I just pick up pesos. That's what I currently use now too. I think it's a little more expensive than some of the other services like Remitly and TransferWise, which I think is now just called Wise. But I'm going to set up that Wise and Remitly. I just want to have another way to go. My friend Bud Brown was using Zoom. Some reason they shut him off. He didn't do anything wrong, but they just arbitrarily shut him down. So he had to set up a whole new account. Well, let's see, guys. I don't know how much longer we should go here. Well, good, David. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by. There is. One of my biggest disappointments moving here from Vegas was I really wanted to get away from the casino scene, and I wanted to get away from gambling. And I see it destroy families. That's a video I should do too. So here in Negros, there are no casinos. I believe there's casinos in Cebu, and I believe there's casinos in Manila. I've never seen a casino in person. And if I did, I wouldn't walk into it. But they have little lottery booths everywhere. So people can go bet as little as 1 peso to win 300 or something like that. And I know one woman that, I personally know one woman that's totally addicted. And almost all of her money goes to that, which is just a crime. The biggest gambling out here for the men is the chicken fights. And so I found that there's a lot of women out here. You talk about the single moms and all that. They kick these men out because they might work all day as a truck driver or a construction worker or a bank manager or whatever, and then they get paid. And not unlike a lot of people in America, they take their check and they cash it and they go to a casino and they get drunk and they lose their money and then they go home and take it out on the old lady. That happens, and that happens out here too. Now, I don't know if I need to expand on that anymore. You guys get it. They don't. Actually, I can expand on this a little bit. I've asked that question. See, I don't shave. I shave like every 3 days. And May can't stand this because it's stubbly. And then I grew a goatee, and she didn't like it. And so I've asked women that. You like guys with beards? And they've all said no. I'll tell you what they do like is, and I'll tell you what the biggest turn on, and May will verify this, is cleanliness, hygiene, proper hygiene. And so for the longest time, so many times I have had, when I was dating and I give a girl a hug or something like that, she'd go, wow, you smell good. And it always confused me. And May says it all the time. She goes, wow, you smell great. And then one time I gave May's sister a ride from one place to another, like to the bus station. And she didn't say anything to me, but she told May, she goes, wow, Paul smells really good. And so I guess the smell factor is a big attraction to the women, which is unusual because I use a non-scented antiperspirant. I have really sensitive skin. I'm allergic to a lot of that stuff. I don't use cologne, but I figured it out. is that they use what's that fabric soft? Oh, Downy. I take my shirts to the laundry, and they use Downy when they wash them, and then when they dry them. And Downy's got a really pleasant aroma to it, if you will. And so I change my shirt probably twice a day. So I've always, and I get, because you go out and you get a little sweaty or you get a little hot, I peel the shirt off, throw it in the laundry, and I put a fresh shirt on. And but what they're really saying is not that you smell so good, it's that you don't smell bad. And I can relate because I've sat down next to a couple of guys, and it's just like, whew, I got to get upwind for this old boy. And again, no disrespect to the Filipinos, but they're working outside in this heat all day. So, when they roll into the casa, they're ripe. And most of them just shower with water over outside with a bucket. But I would just say that if they pay very close attention to hygiene, and are you clean? Are you neat? It doesn't have to be new. It doesn't have to be fancy. Your clothes, like half my stuff is old and faded, but it's clean. And that's what they pick up on. And even my first girlfriend said that. She goes, you know what? You're always, with the exception of me not shaving sometimes, she goes, you always look nice. And by saying that, she meant I don't have dirt under my fingernails or, that's enough of that. That troll is not John Wells. Troll's name is Harry Kunz. Okay. Hello, Sam. That would be fun to sail around the Philippines. We're going to see a sailboat, tubers, and something happens there. The owner of this apartment was a sailor and a German guy. He sailed all around the world. And there's a place called Tambobo Bay, which is up an hour from here. And they've got a cove there, and they have sailboats and regular boats in there. So, yeah, you're right, though. I haven't seen that either. But there's guys that do it. Randy's algorithm is half. Actually, it's me. I was just joking. I lived in Dumaguete. It's a great place. Oh, okay. It was a joke. Gotcha. Hit the update on your calculator if it's an update. Yeah, I've got the app on my phone for the current rate. Hello, George Fair. Their house is looking really good. I haven't seen it personally. They got a bunch of, I think some people donated some money to her sister or something like that. So they were able to get a whole bunch of better materials and tools and stuff. So, but no, they're not moving into that. Yeah, Sideways is awesome. It's as far as food and portions and price and the most bang for your buck. I don't go in there very frequently. I kind of shy away from foreigner bars. It tends to get redundant. I used to go all the time when I was single, but with May doesn't like the vibe. The conversations tend to get repetitive. If you are overhearing a conversation, if you're at the table eating lunch and the conversation at the bar is the same one, it's the same one they were having last time you were in there. So I pop in, but I try to go when it's really quiet. And I'm not being antisocial. In fact, today they're having a Dumaguete expats breakfast thing. like 10 or 12 guys get together. But they don't invite me. That's awesome, Ronald. I'm gonna have to give that a shot. See if it works for me. For me. And where do you say no? She got a lot less money, wishing you a better way. Yeah, guys got different strokes for different folks. And I think Western Union works great in some countries and crappy in others. So I haven't figured it out. Because my friend Gary was using it for Vietnam and he had absolutely no issues and it was cheap. And then I think sending out here was a lot. Or maybe I got it backwards. But I don't know. They still have chismis about the sniper killings. Boots on the ground. That's someone says boots on the ground. Who is it? There's some blogger that says that. Hola. I'm still thinking about your friend, buddy. And poor Goldfinger. Goldfinger says, hey, I'm going to send you a few boxes. Can you store them for me? Like 12 boxes show up. We love you. And I saw Ann Lynn yesterday. So we got her dialed in. I don't know if she contacted you or not. And we told her that was the last one. Hey, thanks for subscribing, man. The late edition on Van Owen. What do you mean? The San Fernando got called the late edition on Van Owen. Did something happen on Van Owen? Well, Paul, it's time to do some cooking and kick back for the night. Keep smiling at me. Okay, buddy. Thank you for joining in. Well, my ticker says I got 403 people. I was going to leave, but more people keep showing up. Hey, what's going on in Florida? Grumpy dude. 6 women and 3 million. Only one died. Yeah, it seemed like a little overkill, right? Hey, I like that Dr. Fauci guy. Yeah, I don't like to plan anything. I don't like to, people go, like if I interview them, they go, well, aren't we going to write out questions? I go, no, just let it go. We'll just do what we do, you know? Other people that are very successful, by the way, script out every word and really put a lot of time, energy, and effort and make it succinct and to the point as opposed to bouncing all over the map like I do. So I know why they're successful because they try. They deserve their success. My hat's off to them. It's a lot of time. Yeah, just make sure. Doesn't matter what card. I mean, I had Capital One. I got Barclays. What else did I have? I had Discover, which is worthless. I had my ATM card. But make sure that they know you're leaving the country. Call them, the 800 number, and say, hey, I'm going to be leaving wherever you are and going to. And if they ask you where you're going, name like 5 countries. That's what I did. And so I haven't had a problem with it. That's all. Let's see. Yeah. The Capital One thing really disappointed me. But it's MasterCard or Visa. MasterCard, Visa is what you want to take. Like I said, the Discover and American Express, I didn't find them to be useful at all. Yeah, next time, huh? You were busy with all the other kids, weren't you? Panorama City, Berry Press. I lived on Clearfield Avenue, buddy. That's where I was. That's where I went to grade school. Jolly Bee Freeze. What a great name. I got my first vaccine today at the VA. I take another one, Moderna. Good. All right, John, say good night. All right, John. See you, Diddy. CCs are not well lit. Yeah, that's another good point, is that credit cards, debit cards, you're not going to just toss that at your local sorry store. They don't even work at 7-Eleven. They don't even offer it. It's got to be a big-ass store. You know, a bunch of motorcycle dealerships didn't take credit cards. Honda, Yamaha, I asked, do you take credit cards? They said no. But when I went to Kimco, they did. So that wasn't the reason I bought there, but that's the reason I tried to use the card. And actually, I'm glad I did, because that card was there for one of those emergencies, you know. And I found out that it was no longer functioning, that I got canceled. What else? Take your cards, make sure they got a long expiration date if you're going to be here an extended period of time. I would a mailbox in the States that can forward you mail, because you can pretend you're in the States and renew your credit cards. Another thing I need to set up when I go back there. Yeah, and you can also get preloaded credit cards, I suppose, right? I've never done that, but I've heard it. Sales clerk at Sears. Boy, I haven't thought about Sears. Sears was a great store. You know, Sears, you get everything at Sears. Well, I got it right. I'm not sure what I got right, Brian, but thank you for that. Yeah, Visa, MasterCard. Visa, MasterCard. The other knucklehead stuff, you know, it's up to you. You can have 10 credit cards. More the merrier. I take all my stuff and put it in a wall safe. I don't take it with me. When I leave the house, I take minimal stuff. I take driver's license. I don't take my ACR card. I don't want to lose it. I mean, I always think worst case scenario, what if I lose my wallet? And so I try to I just take the ID, and I don't take, I take a rewards card for Hypermart, and that's it, that and whatever cash. I have gotten into the habit of taking extra cash with me when I go out, so I never know when I'm going to bump into a bargain. Mostly food. Good morning. Oh, that's okay, Jenny. That was over a year ago. We were happy to help you with your daughter. It's my privilege. You know, if you want to be selfish, help someone. It's the most rewarding feeling there is. It's not being generous, it's being selfish when you help somebody when they're down and out. You're welcome. Thank you, Eldon. I get it. Norm MacDonald does something on that. Thank you, sir. Oh, don't do just discover. No. And here's another thing that blew my mind. Over my birthday in February, May and I went out to a really nice high-end resort, and they didn't take freaking credit cards or debit cards, cash only, right? Just figure it's a cash society. If you buy something online, obviously, you're gonna need a credit card. But when I order stuff like microphones from Shopee, and Shopee is who I use, it's COD. I got approved from now for COD. So when they show up, we just pay them in cash. But airline tickets and stuff like that. That's why I need to go open this other account. It's 8 o'clock. Man, I got to go somewhere at 10. So we got to see. No, it doesn't work out here. The Discover card does not work good out here. That's correct. That's correct. It's a cash society, boys and girls. I mean, you can use it. Like I said, I was tripped out that you couldn't use it at a motorcycle dealership. I can use my credit card at Hypermart, which is kind of like the Walmart, if you will, of the Philippines, of Dumaguete, and Robinsons. But I can't use it at any of the little shops inside of Robinsons. Can't use it at Jollibee. Can't use it at McDonald's. Can't use it at 7-Eleven. It's cash. Straight out cash. I don't think they think about it. I think foreigners think about it a lot more than the general population. I would go out on a limb and say 75% don't even know it's happening. May doesn't have a clue about the Chinese. Yeah, I imagine. All right, kids, we're going to wind it down. Good morning from Fresno. So, kids, I'm going to wrap it up. We have got to go somewhere at 10 o'clock. I'm going to need to take a shower. As usual, I didn't get to all the comments. But I read you that email. I told you about the other channel. So as soon as I shut this puppy down, I'm going to flip it into a regular old video. And then we will, here's my buddy. Let me get one in here, because I'll never get to all these and never get out of the house. Didn't know you hated my pet and not trying. Since we were close friends, I don't want you to be unhappy, so I won't be inviting you back. I didn't like the elevator. I don't like being closed in. Stop being so bitchy. They don't like you, Paul. Tell them to pound sand. Yeah, pound sand, Gary. You know, I just said nice things about you and what a great friend you are. And here you are getting all snippy. Boy, oh boy. Western Union. Now, Gary Teets, we were talking about money transfer, and you liked Western Union, but didn't you stop using Western Union because it was too much? It worked in Vietnam, but it didn't work somewhere else. I forget. You know how I am. No, but I don't like the high-rise living. I just don't like it. I like to be on the ground. I like a lot of patio space. For some guys, it works. For me, it didn't. Hey, my wife is Filipino, born and raised in the United States with him with a formal dynamic for romantic ambiance. There are a couple places that are kind of like upper scale. They're in hotels, I think, but a lot of that stuff is shut down. So I don't know if there's anything still working or not. There was one place I was going to take May for Valentine's, and I asked, where's the nice place to go? They told me, and I can't pull it out of my memory bank. There's a couple of places. Sierra Hotel was nice. Had a piano and stuff, but they're closed. So I don't know what's current. Oh, here we go. I'm going to do a couple more comments, kids. John Wales is censoring guys in the sunshine. Can't stand a truthful statement. Oh, that internet fighting stuff is no good. Oh, here's the gentleman that I met with, okay? And that's the name of his channel. And we met at Bo's. I think it was Sunday, right? I can't remember. My days are all running together. And oh, good. I hope things picked up. It was just some technical stuff, like we just talked about tags and end screens and what else? How to name the description, right? It was more mechanical stuff because you're one of those guys that likes to do a lot of editing and everything. Totally different from me. But it was nice to meet you and your beautiful family. Yeah, I hope we meet again. So let's see. We'll do about 5. What was it? 8:15. Okay. All right, kids. Yeah, I see everybody's starting to bail out. So good morning or join in. I don't know. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Take care. Yeah, I am winding it down, kids. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end it. So I'm going to turn this into a video. And the first 10 minutes or so was the rant. And so it would be great, I think, if you guys could watch it and comment. I read an email from a guy. I told you about some future plans, and I told you about the unboxing of the phone. And I can't ever leave a stream without saying Today with Baby May. Please subscribe to her channel and watch her videos. And she's going to have the unboxing of the new Samsung. Okay. So remember, guys, be nice to one another. I'll see you next time.